Hello guys. Kenalin aku Arsya. This is our very first What's Behind. Jadi mungkin aku bisa jelasin dulu what is What's Behind. Jadi ITSMUN menginisiasi sebuah konten baru berjudul What's Behind sesuai dengan namanya yaitu What's Behind dibuat dengan tujuan untuk mengetahui hal-hal di balik tema yang diangkat dan mengungkap apa saja yang tidak terlihat yang menjadi rahasia di balik kesuksesan tersebut. Jadi pada episode kali ini, with our very first episode, What's Behind akan mengangkat tema The Secret to Achieve the Best Position Paper. And with our first very guest, yaitu Mbak Leta. Mbak Leta, hai.
Hi everyone, hi Arsha.
Hai. Jadi sekedar introduction, jadi Mbak Leta ini mungkin kalau kalian sudah pernah lihat banyak ya di feeds-nya Instagram ITSMUN kayak congratulations pasti ada Mbak Leta. Nah ini salah satu our first very guest. Jadi Mbak Leta ini kalau aku ngearsip ya Mbak, Kak Mbak ini udah menang nggak beberapa sih kayak udah lumayan banyak. Itu yang pertama di Odemun 4.0, Honorable Mention in IMO Council, terus ITB MUN, Verbal Commendation UNODC, Singapore MUN, Delegates dari ITS Mun, yaitu dapat Verbal Commendation di Councilnya African Union, and paling baru yaitu Makassar MUN, meraih Best Ocean Paper and Honorable Mention. Keren banget sih Mbak Leta ini. Jadi fun fact sih Mbak, aku pertama kali Mbak Leta itu kayaknya kita pernah MUN pertama itu di Odemun 4.0 deh. Aku tapi di councilnya apa ya? UNHOR yang sama iya Mas Arya. Jadi iya.
Iya, Mas Arya.
Iya. Oke Mbak.
Oh,
Mungkin
kamu di council.
iya aku dapat verbal commendation, thank God pada itu.
Keren banget The Faircom. Itu kemarin pas Odemun pertama, your first experience nggak sih?
Yes, it is my first experience. Tapi kalau first experience banget itu aku di ini sih general training yang baru ITS terus, and then aku ikut competitionnya itu Edemun, and apa namanya gratefully dapat verbal commendation gitu.
Okay, it's really cool though. Keren banget juga.
Thank you. Oke Mbak, mungkin let's start the questions ya. Jadi mungkin Mbak Leta ini for introduction mungkin bisa tell us gitu kayak pertama kali terjun ke MUN itu kapan dan how was it?
Okay, so my first time will kayak 2000 kayaknya tiga dan itu lagi awal-awal pandemi gitu. Jadi ada open for Odemun 2.0 pas itu dan iseng aja sih sebenarnya kayak soalnya udah pernah jadi member MUN dari tahun 2019 tapi kayak nggak pernah ikut competition terus tiba-tiba ada MUN online terus kayak aku nggak ngerasa lagi ngelakukan apa-apa and I decided to join MUN. Pas awal-awal ikut MUN tuh bener-bener shock sih soalnya I'm not really good and shock untuk belajarnya. Terus trainingnya tuh pertama kali banyak banget karena aku sempet 2019 tuh masih agak off gitu ikut training MUN. Baru pas di Odemun ini aku lumayan belajar oh gini MUN yang benar gitu ya, how to do my research, how to make my speech gitu. And ya akhirnya lumayan sih untuk Odemun 2. I was quite surprised karena orangnya juga aktif, they are really competitive especially in MUN. Tapi ya, I think I did well for my first MUN, I guess. That's all.
Mungkin aku bisa bilang Mbak Leta itu termasuk pandemic winner ya berarti ya karena
Yeah.
oke gak apa sih aku juga bisa dibilang kayak gitu juga. Terus terus
I was really scared, apalagi kalau I actually pernah sih ikut MUN offline yang sama ITSMUN, tapi kayak belum sampai competition offline gitu. Dan itu aku udah takut banget, kayak nggak bisa ngomong. Makanya kayak, bapak iya MUN bisa gitu. Ternyata online terus kayak.
But maybe tapi takut itu it is very very common ya, apalagi buat orang yang pertama kali UN. But can you tell us in like describe how was your first expectation gitu in your first MUN competition?
So I actually have no expectation UN. My expectation will be I'm able to do speech and GSL. Just as simple as that. Nggak sampai ngomongin tentang draft resolution, ngomongin gimana caranya untuk tahan sampai 2-3 hari. I'm just saying to myself kayak, I have to do my GSL and make at least one motion pass. My first motion pass. That's all that I was thinking gitu. And yeah, it actually, every GSL sih, di semua GSL on my MUN, speech selanjutnya menakutkan GSL. So I think everyone has to do that. Kayak kalian kayak confident gitu loh di speech selanjutnya, atau gimana kayak kalian mau raise motion atau mau ngomong apalah gitu. GSL is the key sih gitu.
Oke, jadi speaking in GSL is one of the milestone kali ya for the basic MUNers. Oke,
Yes.
what is kapan Baleta itu kayak you decided that wow, I was addicted to MUN gitu, kayak can you tell us how that happened?
Okay, so I was addicted to MUN sejak Odemun 2, my first MUN competition. Kenapa? Simply because I always learn something gitu. Karena I actually learned a lot dari mentor-mentor sebelumnya kayak Mas Ivan, Mas Arya, how they do well, dan kayak I want to achieve more. Saya di Odemun 2, I think I'm not really good at making draft resolution. Jadinya kayak ada selalu hal baru yang pengen aku pelajarin di MUN selanjutnya. That's why I always try to join kayak MUN sebisa mungkin sih sebenarnya gitu.
Iya, berarti aku juga ngerasain sih, because when I first joined MUN, it is in Odemun juga, but it is in Odemun 4.0. Kayak there is something that I want to achieve more, because karena awal pasti kita tahu kan kayak aku kurangnya di sini nih, aku kurangnya di sini, dan kalau ikut MUN lagi kayak I know what can I achieve more gitu dari MUN sebelumnya. Mungkin gitu kali ya Mbak ya.
Iya, apalagi ada kayak kalau biasanya kita selesai MUN tuh ada chair-nya mau kasih feedback buat kita. Nah, akhirnya kalau bisa feedback-nya dibiarin kan nggak enak. Berarti kan feedback-nya dipakai buat MUN selanjutnya. Makanya kayak, di MUN selanjutnya kemarin harus gini, harus gitu. And that's why kayaknya harus ikut lagi deh gitu. Kayak sayang ilmunya, cuma diterima doang feedback-nya. Itu sih.
Okay. And then mungkin kita langsung straight to the topic aja ya, kayak can you tell us your first achievement gitu kan, and how was your feeling when you got the achievement, kayak can you tell us the process gitu?
My very first achievement itu ada di Odemun 2 sih. It's actually my first MUN juga yang tadi. I got verbal commendation di situ. I think everyone was doing really well ya di Odemun 2. And the key for my achievement, I would say supportive friend during the committee session. Jadi selama MUN tuh I get new friends yang kayak ibaratnya they support me gitu loh, istilahnya dalam bikin motion or even kayak discussing about the topic, especially kalau misalnya di MUN kan kita ada unmoderated caucus, dimana kita kayak bisa ngomong satu sama lain gitu. Nah, orang-orang yang aku kenal pas lagi di committee session itu benar-benar encourage aku buat ngomong juga. And then I would say the thing sih juga dari Mas Arya, dari Mas Ivan gitu, supaya aku harus ngomong kayak speech, try to say something in every speech gitu, regardless what are the topics are. Tapi ya make sure kalau setiap ngomong atau setiap speech itu tetap ada bobotnya gitu and related to the topic. Nah, pasti gitu sih. Cuma ya menurut aku yang penting adalah how you are confident aja sih sama during the committee session, regardless kayak udah ready banget atau enggak. Karena I think we'll never be ready in terms of kayak the speech or even the committee session as well. Gitu.
Okay. Yes. And then the next questions is your recent achievement. There are best position paper. I think this is your first achievement, yeah, as the best position paper. Is it true?
I position paper juga sih tahun 2020, it's Surabaya Moon.
Oh, okay. Okay. Because I think best position paper is one of the tasks that before we join the console, we need to make the position paper, right? I think very first basic MUNers have difficulty in regarding constructing the paper, and then from Baleta as the best position paper achiever, I think can you tell us how do you really construct the position paper? Maybe you can start like by research or by formatting. Yeah, I think more specific will be very great to the audience.
Oke, jadi kalau untuk construct position paper, paling pertama kan pasti kita research dulu ya. And we also got a study guide as well from the chair. So first thing that I always do is I actually look at the scope of debate. Kenapa harus scope of debate? Atau gimana cara penulisan chair-nya supaya kita tahu apa yang dia ingin cari. For example, kalau misalnya ada chair yang lebih suka ngebahas tentang what is the definition about the topic or what are the root causes about the topic. Tapi ada juga chair-chair yang lebih suka ngelihat what kind of solution that you want to propose, what kind of country perspective that you want to show in the council later. Nah, itu harus dilihat dulu chair-nya tuh maunya nyari apa, and you can see them on scope of debate. Baru setelah to the class. Nah, kalau kamu suka begini jadi your country perspective based on the solution. Maksudnya gimana? Jadi kalau misalnya chair-nya tanya atau there are the karmas that talking about what are the country perspective or what your country have done about this topic, itu aku akan coba untuk construct paper aku. Sedangkan kalau misalnya dia tanya tentang how are the solution that you want to make, atau misalnya kita ngomongin tentang the feasibility of the solution, and I will try to make the details about the solution. Biasanya itu ada di paragraf terakhir. And kalau misalnya formatting, lanjut dari research ini sebenarnya. So first paragraph, I always put the definition about the topic. The second of all is like what kind of urgency that we need to make. For example, kalau misalnya kita ngomong tentang industri 4.0. Nah, berarti apa yang harus di-highlight nih dari problemnya industri 4.0? What are the problems that we need to discuss upon later as a country ya? Apa yang masalah yang mau kamu highlight dari country kamu? That it's nggak selalu sedetail itu. Why? Karena kita bahas itu di paragraf 2. Dimana paragraf 2, I always talk about my country's perspective. Gimana caranya negara aku mengatasi atau misalnya memecahkan masalah dari topik ini. Terus apa yang udah my country aku udah lakuin, negara aku udah lakuin in the past, and what are the UN resolution that I have applied in my country. And the last would be solution ya. Kalau di solution sebenarnya simply try to see the feasibility of your solution. Like apa 5W1H-nya, terus try to answer all of the 5W1H as best as possible. Ketika kamu ngerasa ada yang stuck di satu pertanyaan and you know that you need to reconstruct your solution supaya itu lebih kelihatan lagi visibility-nya. Terus maybe I give another tip juga sih. I get this during the Makassar Moon kemarin. So my chair said, if you try to make a framework solution, misalnya kamu mau bikin sebuah kegiatan gitu ya buat solusi kamu, make sure kalau misalnya kegiatan itu nggak berjalan dengan lancar, apa ada plan B nggak sih buat acara framework ini gitu? Atau apa indikasinya kalau misalnya kegiatan ini tuh udah berjalan dengan baik atau belum gitu sih.
Oke, aku ngebahas sedikit ya Mbak, regarding the research, because I think banyak orang tuh have like difficulties in the research. Kayak sometimes they tend to like terlalu deep down into the research sehingga dia kayak lost of direction gitu regarding the research. And then the secondly with I think regarding the research itu there are many frameworks that people tend to use, like for example the MISI. Kalau menurut Mbak Leta sendiri, kira-kira Mbak Leta ini pakai yang mana kira-kira?
Oke. Kalau aku sebenarnya lebih suka pakai ada yang kayak table of karmas. So you state the karmas, what are the past actions, terus what are the problems sama solutions. Ada tabelnya, I think ada di file ETS MUN Club. Aku lebih suka itu sih daripada pakai Mece. Why? Simply because itu lebih terstruktur aja and how to make my solution. Terus mungkin gini sih, kalau misalnya stuck atau misalnya terlalu deep down into one topic ya, atau deep down into the topic, try to answer the karmas only. Kayak nggak usah terlalu around into the loopholes. Kadang-kadang kita kalau research kayak ini poin A, terus ke poin B, terus ke C, terus nanti tiba-tiba membahas topik A lagi. Nah, if you notice that there's a loop in there, simply try to move into the second karma atau bisa karmas yang lain. Soalnya kalau misalnya terlalu deep ke satu topik juga ngaruh ke council satu tapi nggak tahu di subtopik yang lain. And I think try to general, baru kalau kamu rasa ini, oh ini kurang nih, kayaknya masih bisa di research lagi, and then try to make your research. Tapi make sure your karmas are fully answered.
Oke, dari yang aku ambil karmas is really important ya. Jadi mungkin yang belum tahu karmas itu apa buat audiens assessment itu salah satu subjek yang harus dibahas ketika council itu started atau suatu subtopik yang harus kamu tentu bahas gitu di position paper and then when the council have already started. Jadi gitu. And then tadi Mbak Leta juga ngomong sebenarnya semua bahan untuk belajar MUN itu sudah sudah disediakan oleh ITS MUN nggak sih? Semuanya literally.
Bener-bener. Semuanya ada kok. Dari dulu aku selalu lihat ada file buat postpap, file buat draft resolution, working paper juga ada. Jadi kalau misalnya kalian kayak bingung mau nyari file cari guidelines dari mana, bisa dari.
Jadi oke, semuanya teman-teman, makanya kalau MUN ITS MUN ngadain general training, jangan lupa you sign up and join because banyak banget ilmu yang bakal didapat jadi dari general training tersebut. Oke. Mungkin moving on to the next question ya Mbak. I think this our interview will come to an end. But first, ada nggak tips and tricks for the audience, apalagi yang belum pernah ikut MUN sebelumnya, maybe to achieve the best position paper, or I think to encourage them to join an MUN competition.
So for me, the tips to achieve, I think all of achievement ya, not just postpap only. Kayak kalau kalian aim juga buat jadi best delegates or maybe a most outstanding delegates, first of all is practice perfect sih. Kenapa? Karena become atau get an achievement in MUN nggak bakal terjadi dalam satu hari atau satu malam doang prepare terus tiba-tiba menang gitu kan nggak mungkin ya. There are a lot of trainings, gak cuma buat aku tapi juga banyak orang-orang di sana juga going through a lot of trainings before they join their first MUN. So practice makes perfect. Jangan kecewa kalau misalnya your first MUN didn't go really well, terus kalian gak dapat achievement, and it's totally fine. We also experience it, termasuk aku juga pasti juga pernah nggak dapat achievement sama sekali. And just make sure that you always evaluate in every training ya, not just in your every MUN, tapi in every training. Are you doing the training? Are you prepare really well before the training as well? And what can you improve more on the next training? For example, mungkin kalian merasa kesulitan kalau misalnya lagi bikin atau lagi deliver speech, and trying to find kayak kenapa sih kok susah nih kalau lagi ngomong pas speech atau tiba-tiba kayak bingung mau ngomong apa pas lagi speech, and try to ask juga ke mentor-mentor kalian kalau misalnya apa yang kurang dari kalian gitu. Karena di sini tuh juga di ETSMUN Club juga banyak teman-teman mentor yang keren-keren juga, udah banyak dapat achievement juga, and they certainly know what they are doing as well. So you can ask them for a feedback or what can you do more. Apalagi kalau misalnya kita lagi ngomongin speech atau kita ngomongin tentang research. yang pastinya juga dipakai buat nanti waktu committee session. Terus yang kedua, kalau especially during making the post-pub ya, kalau dari pertanyaan Arsya tadi juga soal post-pub, for me is actually knowing what are your chairs looking for. Karena simply gini, ada beberapa chair yang mencari sesuatu in details gitu about your research, and make sure you always put that into your post-pub, especially when it comes to country perspective atau mungkin the feasibility of your solution, balik lagi sih sebenarnya ini. And the last but not least, I would say don't give up dan tetap ikut training. I think there's always something to be improved in every training or in every MUN, so make sure you always try to do your best in every training that ITS-MUN Club give juga. Terus kayak mumpung sekarang juga kalau nggak salah ada MUN, I think it's Javamun ya, close MUN right now. Yeah. You can try Javamun juga. It's a really good opportunity, and the topic are really interesting for me, I guess. And you can join through ITS-MUN Club as well.
Okay. Thank you Mbak Leta, tapi I think the fun fact dari Mbak Leta ngomong tadi adalah first, don't forget to research your topic, and then secondly, don't forget to research your chair. Karena I think it's contribute a lot to when you like talk in the console and when you want to achieve something gitu kali Mbak. Karena saya dapat itu juga dari Mas Ken, I think Mas Ken tell me, and don't forget to research your chair too. Gitu. And yes, and from there, gratefully aku dapat achieve juga sih. Itu kalau nggak salah tuh apa ya? Ini aku UN Women, terus di konsolnya aku lupa competition apa, terus dapat I think the most outstanding sih. Jadi I think research your chair, it's one of the important things juga. Okay. I think sadly our interview has come to an end. Thank you banget Mbak Leta. Aku belajar banget juga oleh Mbak Leta tadi, very insightful juga, and hopefully the audience juga bakal feel the same juga kayak aku. And then before we close the statement, mungkin Mbak Leta ada closing statement atau pesan-pesan sekiranya buat audience MUN, ITS MUN tentunya.
I think for me, my closing statement is don't give up, even though you think you're not achieving something during MUN and you feel like you're stuck. I think you just don't give up, because we all gone through that phase, especially me juga pernah kayak gitu kok. So yeah, gitu aja sih dari aku.
Okay, there guys, important things that Mbak Leta has said. Don't give up. Just like keep doing, because practice makes perfect. Okay, thank you banget Mbak Leta udah jadi our first very guest di konten What's Behind ya ITS-MUN Club, and hopefully kita juga bakal banyak konten tentang What's Behind ini, dan tentunya juga bakal mengupas tentang rahasia-rahasia di MUN untuk kalian bisa achieve more in MUN tentunya. Oke, Mbak Leta, thank you banget ya udah ini.
Thank you so much juga Arsya for today.
Thank you guys udah nonton juga. Oke, mungkin sampai ketemu lain kali lagi. Oke, bye-bye.